material self, according to William James, pertains to the objects, places, or even people which have a level mind. Such propositions are viewed as extension of the individual's identity. For instance, your clothes reflect certain aspects of your personality and you designate them as your wardrobe. Specifically, James identified the body as the innermost aspect of the material self. Also, you perceive certain body parts as more private or intimately yours as compared to others. The next aspect is your clothing. The garments which protects as well as you project your body. This is followed by your family. They are connected to you by blood and you share their glory as well as shame. Your home comes next. It is where many aspects of your life have been developed. It is where you feel most comfortable and it greatly linked to your identity. This then followed by the other proposition such as gadgets, cars, collections, etc.
The material self consists of things that belong to a person or entities that a person belongs to. Thus, things like the body, family, clothes, money, and such make up the material self. For James, the core material self was the body. Second to body, James felt a person's clothes were important to the material self. He believed a person's clothes were one way they expressed who they felt they were, or clothes were a way to show status. Those contributing to forming and maintaining one's self-image. Money and family are critical parts of the material self. James felt that if one lost a family member, a part of who they are was lost also. Money figured in one's material self in a similar way. If once a person had a significant money, then lost it, who they were as a person changed as well. For old critics of luxury, the human self was something pure that existed apart from the material world. For champions of the new outlook, possessions ceased to be something invasive or corrosive. On the contrary, material things were an essential part of the human self. According to Frank Trentman, the self, people had a material self. In the words of William James, the Harvard psychologist and giant of the American intellectual scene in the late 19th century, a man's self in the sum total of that he can call his, James wrote in 1890. This includes his body, family, and reputation, but also his clothes and his house, his lands and horses, and yacht and bank account. If they grew, their owners felt triumphant. If they faded, people felt a part of themselves was dying. It was this material self that also pushed people to acquire homes and fill them with passions. William James and his younger brother Henry, the novelist, wrote during a boom in home decorating and collecting. In The Spoils of Poynton in 1896, Henry followed the intimate and ultimately destructive power that cabinets, chairs, and other treasures had over the main character. In real life, furniture and possessions were means for families to cultivate and demonstrate their character. In some ways, the embrace of a material self in the West was not all that groundbreaking. After all, Shinto and Buddhism envisages a flow between spirit and objects. Things can take on divine qualities, hence the great commerce in gifts in Asia countries. Where the West was different was in its glorification of novelty the pursuit of new trinkets and gadgets and products. This gave it in a much greater drive and dynamism that, say, China, which is the late Ming period, also saw a rise in commerce but ultimately prized antiques over novelty. Tastes here remained more exclusive and backward-looking.
The objects or material things help make build a person and also shows what kind of person she is. Things such as clothes, dress, cups, and shades does not protect us from extreme external temperature, but also help us in improving our self-esteem, confidence, and our self-image. Person's tangible possessions like his or her car, house, clothes, even family and friends makes up his or her material self. Regardless of how much or how little a person owns materially, he or she will always strive to acquire more because material possessions are usually a reflection of person's success, failure. Material self. What is material self? The self is everything that an individual considers to be his or hers. Not only his or her body and material possessions, but also his reputation and belief. Added that the self is composed of material self, which is the manifestation of one's identity through his material possessions. Basic components of material self. The body. The clothes that people wear, house, car, pets, and other things that he or she considers as his or her possessions. People. Maybe one's immediate and extended family member as well as close friends with whom feels psychologically connected.
Also, our material possessions play a powerful role in ordinary experience. They can afford lines of conduct, support identity projects, and facilitate forms of self-reflection and emotionality. In the following piece, I draw on fundamental thinkers in social psychology to identify four models conceptualizing the relationships between people and their things. These models include: first is the identity expression, second is identity stabilization, third is the self-expansion, fourth is the self or object fusion. So first is identity expression, which people strategically draw on objects to portray authenticity in the role or identity they are enhancing. Second is identity stabilization, where familiar objects have an anchoring effect on mind, identity, and social relationships. Third is self-expansion, which people expand their sense of self by investing self-feelings in their possessions. Lastly, but not the least, is self or object fusion, where people undergo phenomenological transformation through object use.
Hi guys, implications of possessions or lack of them for self-esteem and the feeling of well-being, they already explained to my classmates. So, self-esteem is your subject sense of your overall personal worth or value, similar to self-respect. It describes your level of your confidence in your abilities and attributes. Having healthy self-esteem can influence your motivation, your mental well-being, and your overall quality of life. However, having self-esteem that is either too high or low can be problematic. Better understanding what your unique level of self-esteem is can help your strike a balance that is just right for you. Neither self-esteem nor happiness depend on externals such as the money, status, and possessions, or other people. You can be happy or have healthy self-esteem regardless of this. Please attachment, influence, well-being, and healthy self-development in a both children and adults, whereas descriptions of place attachments leads to the psychological and emotional cause of having them.
Implications for oppositions or lack of them for self-esteem and the feeling of well-being. Many people consider financial and material success to be their life goals and place great emphasis on owning high-end products and prestigious brands. Researchers have defined materialistic values or the importance of person places on positions and their acquisitions and necessary or desirable form of conduct to reach desired end states including happiness. However, too much emphasis on material positions has consistently shown negative links with lower long-term well-being. Therefore, the questions of what causes materialism has attracted much research attention. It has been consistently found that self-esteem is a key variable that negatively predicts materialistic values. Consequences or the implications of low self-esteem creates anxiety, stress, loneliness, and increased likelihood of depression, cause problems with friendships and romantic relationships, seriously impair academic and job performance, lead to increased vulnerability to drug and alcohol abuse. Neither self-esteem nor happiness depends on externals such as money, status, positions, or other people. You can be happy or have a healthy self-esteem regardless of these. Believing in yourself, your abilities and ideas. This could be knowing a suggestions you have in class and a good one. Feeling like you can learn a new song your band wants to perform, or knowing you can ask someone out without getting cold feet. Understanding and accepting yourself for who you are, like being proud of your sexuality or hair color, being okay with not being great at sports, not wanting to change yourself to fit in with others. Confidence doesn't mean being outgoing. You can be quiet or shy and still be confident. And even when someone's loudest person's in the room that doesn't always been there feeling the most confident inside, the self-esteem is about your self-worth and how you feel about yourself. If you have a low self-esteem, it means you are probably low on confidence, more likely to see things in a negative light. If your self-esteem is high, then you're better and self-love and more positive about life in general.
So, my topic is about the spiritual self. So, your spiritual self is you in your most beautiful and powerful form. It is the authentic self, the unconditioned part, the you without patterns. This is personal for each of us, so no need to get caught up in the language. Some may identify with higher self, the universe, God, higher power, your inner Buddha, your true being. It's the part of you that is connected to everything, the part that is love. Throughout the world, in all of the great spiritual tradition, there is a teaching about divinity being within us, from Native American, Hindu, and Buddhist tradition to Christianity, all the way to great mystics and scientists from tradition that subscribe to the idea of God, to tradition that honor the earth or the light within humanity. We all seem to agree that we are more than a body. There is light, God, divine consciousness within us. In your process, you got to know this part of yourself. As we call it, it's your spiritual self, your own godness and authenticity. Your spirit, untouched by pattern, is the source of your resilience, the source of your inner wisdom. So that is the spiritual self.
My topic is about impact of religion to spiritually. First example, religion makes you vow and spiritually set you free. Religion tells you and religion makes you vow. Religion tells you to follow and obey a certain rules, while spiritually set you free means lets you follow your heart and what you feel is right, and that it's up to you. Religion shows you fear, and spiritually shows you how to be brave. Religion tells you what to fear and tells you consequences, while spiritually make you aware of the consequences, and it shows you how to control your fear and use the best of it. Third, religion tells you the truth and spiritually let you discover it. Religion tells you what to believe, what is right, and spiritually lets you explore and understand of your own way. Fourth, religion separates from other religions and spiritually unite them. Religions means there are many religions and different beliefs and traditions, while spiritually sees the truth in all of them and unites them because all the truth are the same.
Impact of religion to spirituality. Religion serves the important purpose of facilitating spirituality itself, but it serves other functions as well, including those that psychological and social and physical. In contrast, spirituality focuses on the search for one particular significant destination, the sacred. So, spirituality and religion can play an important role in your life. This section looks at what spirituality and religions are. This information is for adults affected by mental illness, and it's for their loved ones and careers, anyone interested in the subject. Spirituality and religions often provide a sense of security and social structures. Those beliefs can be a stronger coping mechanism through trying times. Being an active member of a close-knit religious community can provide structure, support, and a sense of acceptance, all which are beneficial to mental health and connectedness of a group. Can make a people welcome and valued. There are also certain life circumstances or situations that can challenge faith, connection, and beliefs. This can include chronic illness and loved one, or even feelings of rejection. During these trying times, individuals may look outside of their faith or trusted spiritual leaders of guidance on how to navigate the situation and maintain mental health. Thank you.
My topic is all about finding meaning and purpose. The meaning and purpose of life is a philosophical question that has been debated for centuries. It is often thought of as a subject concept, as each individual understanding of their purpose in life will likely vary. Generally, it is accepted that the meaning of life is to find happiness, fulfillment, and purpose through personal growth and the impact one has no another. It is believed that the purpose of life is to live with intention and to make a difference in the world. Life purpose is defined as having set goals in a direction for one life. Many of us think of life purpose and meaning in life as the same thing, but they are slightly different. More specifically, it's thought that life purpose or engaging in purpose-driven behavior is just one thing that contributes to a meaningful life. When you have purpose in your life, you likely feel good about the way you are living your life. You might feel that there is some ultimate reason for your action and that you are contributing to the world in some important way. This gives you a sense of satisfaction and contentedness, which can help you reach higher level of well-being. Some morning when we wake up, every feel futile and we are haunted by the question, what is the purpose of life? Sometimes you feel that there's something deeper you could be part of. You feel the pull towards something, but you can exactly pin it down. It includes you and frustrates you. That's because you are not sure of your purpose in life. The answer to what is my purpose is not simple or straight. It can be a sort of awakeness or an epiphany. You might have heard stories from writers or musicians who have felt their calling their entire lives. The Mozart of the world who have pursued their passion from the moment they were out of the womb. Deep down, you wish you had this knowing to pull you forward. Finding your purpose in life adds specific logical and emotional improvements in satisfaction to your life. You want more zest, more flavor, more fullness. In the strictest sense, you want to become a better person. You want to wake up excited, jumping out of bed with a thirst of life that you haven't felt since you were a child.